I love these kinds of conversations. So I'm pumped to have this today with you. We are talking about a couple things about resistance and about choices. So we're kind of just gonna be riffing on this and just going with it. But there are a couple of things I really want to pinpoint for you. This could be applicable to you, whether you're trying to conceive, whether you're pregnant, whether you're postpartum, doesn't matter. Motherhood, it's all there. Okay. Now, being who you are, obviously listening to this podcast. So that means that you're someone who values, eating healthy and working out, and just you already have the mindset and the willingness to change things strategically in your life to get a different result, right? Whether that result is to regulate your period, to get rid of cramps, to get pregnant, to rebalance your hormones postpartum, to get your period back postpartum, whatever it is, right? To just have more energy, to support your PCOS, endometriosis, whatever, right? You value and you will do the thing. So okay, let's change things in my diet. Let's take some supplementation. Let's do some tracking, etc. Right? And for most people who are into doing things alternatively and not just always the traditional medical route, the entry point is nutrition, the lifestyle, the supplements, because that's tangible, right? It's simple to just be okay, let's change this in my diet. Let's change this, blah, blah, blah. And it's also safer to make those kinds of changes because it's something you could see. It's tangible. And that is vital to your success as anybody, no matter what stage you're in. Having proper nutrition and supplements and lifestyle choices is so important for your overall health and wellness. I cannot express it enough, and you already know that, but it is the entry point. It's not the final destination. And what can easily happen, especially once you start getting into changing your nutrition, your lifestyle, and all these things, we could start trying to out strategize everything. I'm okay, I changed this in my diet and I changed this with supplementation. Yeah, that didn't work. Let me do this again with my diet. And you can hyper fixate on, oh my God, okay, I have to eat this exact thing at this exact time. And if I don't, everything's fucked. And oh my God, it's going to be ruined. I didn't do this one thing correctly. For my lemon water, I only had a quarter of a lemon. I didn't have a half of a lemon. So is it going to get fucked up? I know so many of you can resonate with that, especially when your outcome of you're making these changes because you maybe want to get pregnant. It feels so heavy, or it feels so calculated of okay, has to be this exact thing at this exact time. And yes, of course, especially in the major hormones that you've heard me talk about timing with things, or even in restoring PCOS fertility, you've heard me talk about timing with things. Yes, it's important. But when you're trying to micromanage everything and you're trying to out strategize things, what you don't realize is when you're doing that, you are creating blocks in your nervous system and you're creating blocks in your energy field. And we're made up of energy, right? So you cannot out strategize anything in life without also having a spiritual, energetic element to it. We literally are created of energy. Every single thing is energy. Your baby has a soul. There is more to this life than the physical. There is more to your health than what you're eating and how you're working out and how you're sleeping and all of that. Yes, of course, it's important, but it's a piece of the puzzle. And what can happen, and this happened to me, not with trying to conceive and stuff, but with just a different personal hardship that I was going through the past couple of years. When you are going through something hard, right? When you're experiencing grief, when you're on a fertility journey, when you're experiencing a major shift in your life, when you're moving, whatever it is, right? Whenever there's any type of grief or something really hard that you're navigating, which whenever there's change, there's grief with it, right? Grief doesn't always mean losing a loved one or something. Obviously it can, but that doesn't always mean that. But it's easy to get away from the spiritual side and stay stuck in the masculine of I need to fix this again, because it's something that you feel you can control because it's tangible, it's physical. So we hyper focus on the nutrition. We hyper focus on our workouts. We hyper focus on this because okay, I need to be able to control something. I'm going through something really, really hard that's out of my control, right? There are certain things that are out of your control. So it's what can I control? And part of that is great. Part of that is really powerful, really empowering. I want you to control the pieces of your fertility journey, of your health and wellness, of your life that you can control. But I don't want you to do that at the expense of getting away from the spiritual side and energetic side of things. Because what can happen is you will then start feeling more of that negativity creep in when you are trying to hyper focus on certain things, when you are trying to like out eat or out supplement or out, work out, whatever your result that you want to get is. And once you get in that like negative headspace, it is so easy to stay in that just simply from the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction is you attract like things to you, right? Energy matches energy. So the more you have negative thoughts and the more you stay stuck in them and you let them spiral, the easier it is to just keep going down that path, right? Because it's like, oh, this is the energy she's putting out. So I'm just going to keep giving her more of these ideas. Like, okay, okay, great. Like attracts like. So you just get stuck in that pattern. And man, have I been there. And you have too. Everybody's been there. And so it's way harder to get out of that than it is to stay in it in the moment, right? Long term, it's obviously harder to stay in, feeling down and all of that. But in the moment, it's a lot easier to just stay in there because a lot of attraction's on your side. Or for the example, it's harder to get, if like you have a huge boulder that's just like in the middle of the road, just like stopping there. It's so much harder to push that boulder from a stopped position to rolling than it is to just push it along when it's already moving. You know what I mean? It gets so much easier once you actually get over that hump, right? Which is where we're going into the resistance conversation. So maybe you're having these hyperfixations over nutrition, over less of food. I'm not shaming you for it. We have all been there. It makes so much sense because you're trying to grab onto something and be like, let this be the thing. Just let this be the thing that's going to be the answer. I just want this to be the answer. And it's never just one thing that's the answer. It's never just one thing that's the answer. A lot of times when you're in like a crossroads where you're just like, oh, I'm not getting pregnant. My period's not coming back. I'm not seeing changes in my career that I want to. I'm not seeing changes in how I'm feeling, like in my energy as a mom. I'm not seeing changes in my relationships. I'm not seeing changes in whatever it is, right? In my finances, whatever you want to see changes. And it's like, oh, like nothing is working. When you feel like that, I want you to ask yourself, like, what am I resisting right now? What am I resisting? Because most of the time, the thing that you're resisting is the thing you need the most. And the reason why you're resisting it is because it's different and because it's going to require you to get out of your comfort zone, and your brain doesn't like that. So what are you resisting right now? And like, it's not going to usually be some like worldly, life shattering thing that you're resisting. It's usually something really small, but the smallest things make the biggest difference. So what are you resisting right now? Are you resisting? And like, be honest with yourself. This is not a shame game. This is a growth game. Okay. So whatever comes up for you, just be like, okay, cool. Yeah, I am resisting that. Ooh, let's look into that. What can I do? Well, we'll get there. First, let's give you some examples because I know you like some examples. So what are you resisting? Are you resisting like not going on your phone at night and just like putting your phone away? Are you resisting doing a different workout that might be more supportive, but you're just like so used to doing the one you're doing now, or even though you don't feel good doing it, or you're like, well, I've been told that this is the workout I have to do, even though I feel like shit after. Like, are you resisting that? Are you resisting accepting that your pregnancy or your period coming back, or, you rebalancing postpartum, whatever, accepting that it's more than just nutrition, that there is deeper layers to it? Are you resisting maybe getting up 15 minutes earlier so you're not flying around like a chicken with its head cut off in the morning? Are you resisting meditating? Are you resisting working with someone and getting help? Are you resisting therapy, praying, having fun? Are you resisting fun? Which I get, and depends on the stage that you're in your grief journey and your fertility journey and whatever journey you're in. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, you might be like, Corinne, fun is not on the table. I get that. Okay. So it depends on where you're at, but some of you are at different places. Okay. So are you resisting having fun? Are you resisting loosening the grip on life? And just like you feel like you have it in a chokehold, and if it's not doing what you're wanting it to do, it's just like everything's going to break, right? Like loosening that grip a little bit. Maybe resisting reading more instead of watching TV more, like whatever it is. There's just so many examples just to get your brain like moving, the ball rolling, so you can start thinking of what you are actually resisting. But I really want you to think of that. It could be multiple things. It could just be one thing. Multiple things are likely going to pop up. Just pick one for right now. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I am resisting that a little bit. What, like, I come at it from a curiosity lens. I'm like, oh, I wonder why I'm resisting that. Is it because I feel like it's going to be too much effort to do that? Or, I just don't want to have to figure out how to go about that. Or I'm afraid that if I do this thing, it doesn't work out, then it's just one more thing that doesn't work out. Or maybe I'm just afraid that like I'm going to be uncomfortable and I'm comfortable with where I'm at right now, even if where I'm at right now doesn't feel good, right? What are the things that are coming up when you're asking yourself, what are you actually resisting? Because whatever you resist persists. So I want you to actually do one thing that you're resisting right now. For me, for a while, with everything I was navigating last year, the like energy side of things, meditating was a big thing I was resisting. I was just like, I don't have time. I'm getting up, with Madison because she's like sleeping like shit. Whatever. I just haven't had the space for meditating. I was resisting it so much. Like, oh, I don't need to do it. Yeah, you did, Corinne. Yeah, you fucking did. Okay. And now that I've been back to doing it daily, my God, the difference. And here's the really important piece about this. Your intention for doing this thing that you're resisting can't be, okay, I'm going to start going to therapy or waking up early or getting on my phone, whatever, because it's going to help me get pregnant, right? Again, it could be one of those domino chips moving in that direction where it is going to help you get pregnant or it is going to help regulate your period or whatever it is, right? But the intention, it has to be not solely for it, but the main driver of it is that it's going to help you feel better. You're going to feel lighter during the day-to-day life. You're going to feel more uplifted. You're going to feel more peaceful. You're going to feel more regulated. You're going to have more pockets of joy. That is the goal of you doing things that you're resisting. That is the goal of you changing your workout. That is the goal of you getting up earlier to meditate. Not the goal is just because I just want to get pregnant or I just want to get my period back postpartum or I just want to like whatever, get rid of my cramps, right? That of course is going to be part of it, especially when it's pregnancy. That's not going away. And I'm not asking for it to go away. I want that, of course, to be a driver for you. But the main driver needs to be, I'm doing this solely because it's going to feel better for me in my day-to-day life for two reasons. Number one, you deserve to feel good. Okay? You deserve to actually feel good in your day-to-day life, to feel peace, to feel a sense of calm, to feel more grounded, to feel more joy. You deserve to feel that. So that's first and foremost. Even when you're going through something hard, you deserve to have pockets of that. You're not going to feel it all the time. But you deserve to feel it more than you are right now. Okay, that's number one. Number two is when you do start feeling better, it's going to be a positive ripple effect. It's going to keep you doing those things because you realize, holy shit, I feel so much better. And then your mood's going to be better. And then the level that you're vibrating at is going to be better. You're going to be attracting different things into your life. It's going to then help support your nervous system. And then, of course, it's going to help support your fertility and everything else. So it's going to be a positive ripple effect because you're going to stay consistent with things now when you actually see how much it helps you feel better in your day-to-day life. If your only goal is an intention for doing things is pregnancy, well, you're not going to get pregnant tomorrow, right? You're not going to all of a sudden, well, I mean, you might, right? Some listeners might actually get pregnant tomorrow. But I'm saying, like, you making a change isn't going to all of a sudden result in pregnancy tomorrow. And so you waiting to see the results of getting that like dopamine hit of like, oh, okay, the pregnancy, you're missing out on so many opportunities of growth and so many opportunities of positive change that you're probably already experiencing that you're not even noticing because your main driver for doing something is a result that's not going to come every single day. It's not going to come tomorrow. So changing what your intention is and what the driver is of that, why you're doing certain things to just want to feel better in my day-to-day life and be really present and conscious of how you're actually feeling. Like we talked about in a previous episode of having those anchors in your day of like in the morning, waking up and writing down 5 things that were good that happened to you in the last 24 hours, talking about it at dinner too. So you were like noticing the good things and the pockets and the micro moments of joy throughout your day, noticing more of that happening, noticing how much more peaceful you feel, noticing a situation happen and you responded to it so much differently and with so much more regularity and being like, oh shit, wow, oh my God, I feel so much better in that interaction. And wow, I would have handled that so much differently, 2 weeks ago even. That's a win. Wow, it boosts your confidence. It makes you want to keep going. It raises your vibration. But if you're only looking for that positive pregnancy test, you're going to miss out on all these opportunities along the way. So I want you to be doing something that you're resisting, not for the goal of, oh, she's going to help me get pregnant. and for the main goal of it's going to help me feel better. That's the main driver. Obviously, the pregnancy and everything else is going to be there. Like, it's of course going to be there, but it's not the main driver, okay? And now for a choice, right? If you're like, okay, well, I don't know. Now I have decision fatigue. You're like, oh, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Make a choice. Make a choice. I was at the DMV today. It's a whole other story. I had to run over all over the fucking island to just get this real ID I needed because I'm flying in a couple weeks, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the point is, I'm sitting in the parking lot and I was like, oh, should I go left or right? Like to get home. Cause I like don't obviously go to CMV all the time. And I had like my GPS on and like, you know, when you're in the parking lot, it doesn't really show you like exactly where you are. So like, let me just go left and it'll reroute me if I'm going the wrong way or we'll be going the right way. So I just went left and I was like, oh, okay, that was the right way. Perfect. Kept moving. And I was thinking like, if I just kept sitting there of like, well, I don't know which way to go. Well, I just don't know which one to choose. I just don't want to do it. I've just been sitting there. I've been sitting there for forever, not moving, not making progress, not going anywhere. Because you're just sitting there like, well, I don't know which way to go. Rather than just making a fucking choice. If I made the right and it was like, oh, reroute it. Oh, okay. Maybe it would have taken a couple minutes longer to just turn around and go the other way. But I would have figured it out. It would have given me feedback. Making a choice gives you feedback. Instead of just sitting there, not making a choice and not going anywhere, not making any progress, not making any forward motion. Choose, go right or left, and you'll figure out if it's the right way or not by how you feel, by the results. Like pay attention to how you feel with things, and it's going to give you the feedback you need. Just pick a choice. So pick one of these things you're resisting. There's no right or wrong. You can't fuck this up. You literally can't fuck it up. Anything that you're doing, any choice you need to make, you cannot mess it up. Whatever choice you make is going to give you feedback you need to know which direction we're going and if it's the aligned one or if we need to like just reroute ourselves. Okay. So make a choice. Don't just sit there and be like, well, I don't know which one to make and just stay stuck. Okay. That's how people stay stuck because you don't make an actual choice because you're afraid you're going to make the wrong choice. The only wrong choice you can make is no choice at all. Because that is a choice too. Making no choice is still a choice. So go right or go left or go straight. Just pick a direction and go and you'll figure out if it's the right one or not. And if it's not the right one, okay, then just reroute. You're still moving. You're still going in the right direction, okay? I hope this was helpful for you. Share this with someone who you think would benefit from it. Come DM me. Let me know what's going on with you, how things are going. Let me know one thing that you're resisting right now that you're going to shift. I'm here to help keep you accountable. I love having these conversations with you. It really just, it just makes me so happy that you're here and all the things. So I appreciate you writing reviews for the show and rating it and sharing it with friends and family and just like all the things to help this get into the hands of more people. It really means the world to me. So I appreciate you so much and I will talk to you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for being here. If you loved this episode and learned something valuable, please share it with a friend who you think would also love it, or post it on social media and tag me so I could personally say thank you for helping me spread this important message. I am beyond grateful to be here with you. So until next time, stay intentional, stay consistent, and always mind your hormones.